Today is May 4th, and the Astros are coming to town, and we've got Katie Sharp calling in to give us some of the sharpest of all of the stats. So let's do it. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steaming hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY Jake. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, brought to you by DraftKings. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Jake. In the corner, we have Bug Dude, and in the other corner, producer Sam. Well, Patreon Sam, I meant Patreon Sam, who runs our Patreon and
produces the Patreon content.
And our most recent patrons are Luke Kern, Connor Benton, Kevin Muldoon, Jacob Oddie, Jake Oddie. That's fun. Zach Weststein, Gabriel Enriquez, who in the chat is something dog, dirty dog or
Normal dog?
normal dog. Yeah. And Sophia, thank you guys very much for supporting us. Sam runs some private Twitter and Instagram accounts that she gives a little secret access to, some information, scheduling, behind the scenes. There's a bunch of other perks as well. Shout out to Zendino the Great in the chat. Appreciate you as always. Jake, how you doing?
James, Patreon Sam, Big Baby David, everyone in the chat right now. We're starting to feel the excitement. It's kind of happening. This season got off to a slow start. The Yanks got off to a slow start. They've got this homestand. They rolled on the Tigers, who look like the worst team in baseball, but that's fine. And now the Astros are coming to town, finally, the first time since everything got unveiled about their cheating scandal and everything. There's going to be fans in the stands. We're going to have some excitement and some warnings on that. We got to be the bigger man, but it's exciting, man. We're starting to feel it. We're debating if we're going to sneak over to one of these games because we're starting to feel the juice from this series. So it's exciting, man. And it's also, a little bit of a balance because we talk about the fleeting emotions of baseball. We're running high right now, and if the Yankees drop it on the table this series and play good baseball, we're going to be running hot. If they don't, it's going to be some interesting conversation time in early starting to get to mid-May. So excited either way. And some sharp stats. Let's go!
Let's go.
Jim? How are
Yeah.
you?
Hey, this is the big test. Did the Yankees look great because they played Baltimore and Detroit, or are they good again? What's it going to be? And, the Astros, I'm excited for them to come to town and all the energy it brings and all of that stuff. I'm also super nervous because the Astros cheated, and it was proven that they cheated in the ALCS and in the season against the Yankees, and the Yankees fans have a really legit reason to be mad and to boo and to talk shit to the players that were on the Astros that were on the Astros back then as well. There's a lot of guys that are going to be wearing the Astros uniform that weren't part of it at all playing today, and I'm excited for that. It should be loud. It should be raucous. It should be a lot of boos. It should be raining down. Yankees fans are very, very close to swinging the public against them because if any assholes throw stuff on the field, which we've already seen, if they take it too far and the Astros players have the easy ability to be like, I understand booing us, but they were saying this, and then they say it in their postgame, the pendulum gets flipped real quick into, Yankees fans are assholes again. So I'm a bit nervous about that because I do think some people are going to take it too far, and they represent the entire fan base. And I just hope no one throws anything on the field or no one takes it above booing and shit-talking about the cheating situation.
You're a fan. Be in the stands. Boo. Research their Wikipedia from beforehand and dig up something from high school. Be funny about it. Dig deep without digging deep. But let's, don't give them the ammo. Don't give them the gun. let the booze bang loud. Bang. Slam some chairs. If there's a trash can or two, sure. Have your fun with it. If you get in their head a little bit, good. And fuel the Yankees at the same time, man. Like, that's kind of what it spins back to. Like, we've heard so much about feeding off the crowd, and is a little bit of a lip service, yes, but also playing in front of some people is so much different than playing in front of no people. I think that stadium gets loud tonight. My big thing kind of coming into this is, and we'll talk about this on the pregame show coming up in a little bit, is I just need the Yankees to be clean early. Put that on the table.
Well, the A's, not for the Astros. They were in the playoffs last year. They were in the ALCS.
Right, but I'm talking fans and stuff. I'm talking energy.
Oh, didn't they have fans in Dallas?
For one of the final, in the CS, the NLCS, but not the ALCS. Something
so the
weird
ALCS
like
didn't.
that.
So yeah, they didn't.
So yes,
okay.
I stand by it.
Yeah, I'm also, I thought the A's, they talk so much shit, and they've just been steamrolled by Houston. They lost like 14 of 17 since the cheating scandals came out. I'm like, that's embarrassing. You can't talk almost all that trash and then come out and lose. So need the Yankees to win. Need the Yankees to play clean, and it needs to set the momentum earlier that, like, hey, this is going to be a good series. So I am excited. I just, I do. Here's what I say. I think Yankee fans are going to come out of this and make Yankee fans look bad. I think there's going to be 10 Yankee fans that make the whole Yankees fans look bad publicly because of this, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen.
Yeah, citizens are us. If you're at the games, handle it. We know there's going to be a lot of talking Yanks fans there. I see what you're saying, but also at the same time, I'm not saying the Yankees would bring that upon. I think it would have to be something ugly. It would have to be if the Yankees lose a game 13-1, that's when you get the drunk idiots trying to show out and blah, blah, blah. So,
or a bad call or whatever.
Yeah, so let's play some good baseball. Let's win a series because, reference this a lot. But, man, I said this earlier to Jim in private, and I'll say it here on the show.
Holy smokes.
I shaved. No, I said...
I thought you were going to tell me the thing about the tongues and your relative.
OnlyFans. No, and you guys will all appreciate this. If the Yankees go 2 for 3, we're excited. The Yankee season has started. We're dominating this homestand. We just beat up on the Astros. Let's go. We're winning series. Times are good. If the Yankees lose 2 out of 3, we're here saying, losing record. We're getting towards the middle of May. What's going on? What changes do we need to make to this roster? And that just shows how quickly baseball can change. And I know Big C wasn't happy with us for a little bit. And, hey, it's kind of, if the Yankees win this series, Big C, you're kind of right. Be patient. Watch it turn around. If they lose this series, it's kind of point in our court. So, hey, I hope you're right, Cece. I hope we're sitting here saying, man, these Yankees hit the switch. They turned it on. They're back. Voigt's coming back soon. Let's go. If they don't, it's going to open up a whole nother line of questioning. So let's play some good baseball. Let's beat them up a little bit.
Let's do it. I'm appreciative of your spirit.
Okay.
The rest of the episode, we do have... So Sharp Stats, for the last 2 seasons, Katie has joined us on a midweek episode, and we've done Sharp Stats to, bring some smarts and analytics to the show. Since we do these live on YouTube now, just to let you guys know why.
Midday.
And we do it middle of the day, noon every whatever. Since we do it live, Katie has a job and a life. And we're like, hey, we can't pre-record anymore because we go live for the audience. So, and she's been busy. She had a cool job now. Yeah. So we did message Katie because we love the Sharp Stats and said, can you just leave a voicemail and do some topics, leave a voicemail, and then we'll rip on it. So that's what we did. So we're getting a little hybrid blend. And I think this is good because I actually, this is going to shock you.
Okay.
Next week, I wanted to have people call in with voicemails, and I have a theme for it that I think is going to shock you. Should I just say it now since I'm halfway through it?
I guess so.
You can say it, but if you're the people, maybe wait till this weekend to leave it because going back a full week.
Maybe save it. We'll tease it.
I'll say it at the end. Remind me at the end.
episode.
Because I want people to do
Thursday.
research on their voicemails,
Okay.
so they'll need a couple days or whatever. All right, so we're gonna do some sharp stats. Katie has 2 topics for us. We are going to do cool runnings, give a little hype speech to a player of our choice. We're gonna find who's the hottest Yankee for the longest amount of time, which actually is kind of wild now. And then we're gonna guess the lineup for tonight, which I think we like doing that. So let's get into it. And the first voicemail from Katie Sharp. You ready, Jake?
I think so. Is it?
Hey, what's up? Long time, first time, long time. I don't know, whatever it is. This is KT Sharp calling in, the queen of stats. And we have our debut of Sharp Stats this season, yes. A little bit of a different format, but here we go. So, my first Sharp Stat for you guys is, and drum roll, no surprise, it relates to the Yankees base running. And I know that, it's been a little bit better in the past few games. That helps that when you're playing the Tigers and you're not scratching out runs and everything. But it is still a huge problem for the Yankees, and I'm just going to give you a few stats to chew on right here. So, our favorite stat, the number of base running outs made by the team. That doesn't include anything like pickoffs or caught stealings or anything. The Yankees currently lead the majors with 14 base running outs. And the next most on the team, next most among all teams is 11 base running outs, so that's pretty bad. The Yankees also have 5 stolen bases. That's the second fewest in the major leagues, despite having the middle of the pack in terms of the number of opportunities. Not stealing a lot of bases. And this might be one of the most damning stats for them, is that they have a 31% extra base taken rate, which is absolutely the lowest in Major League Baseball. And the average is about 40%. So they're not even taking extra bases when they get the chance. This is just all around bad base running by the team. And if you want to put it all together, there is a stat on Fangraphs called base running runs, and it basically looks at stolen bases, caught stealings, taking extra bases, thrown out on the bases, double plays, all that good stuff. They are last in the majors with negative 6.1 runs. So that means that their base running has basically cost them 6 runs this season already. So that's it, guys. Love to hear your thoughts on that. The Yankees base running. We'll be back for more in a little bit.
6 runs.
Yeah.
Pretty bad, man.
I'll tell you what.
Tell me.
That last one by KT Sharp, I think, raises both of our eyebrows a little bit. And hey, if we have some new listeners this year, which we always do, I know Jimmy laid Sharp Stats out a little bit, but KT Sharp has a background in baseball analytics. She's had front office offers. Like, KT Sharp is the GOAT. She's legit. If you don't follow her on Twitter, you're missing out. We know, the Yankees analytics team and front office is probably one of the most largest analytic departments in Major League, if not the most, from everything we know.
Sophisticated is a word thrown around there.
And we know some things speak to them. Like, when we see the extra base taken rate, I don't think that takes us back too much, because we talked about this before the season. Like, how many guys on the Yankees actually would hustle for a double?
What was the rate that she said?
31%, and it's the lowest in Major League Baseball.
Do you have that somewhere, or did
I
you,
wrote it down
you
while she was talking.
Very smart
Yeah,
move.
had
by
to.
you.
I thought you were doing it on your phone, but you weren't, because there was no way we were going to remember
very
anything.
smart. 31%.
So yeah,
I think she said it was by far the lowest.
Yeah,
if I
so
remember right.
Here's the 4 stats KT Sharp gave to catch you up.
I love it.
Base running outs on the bases, 14. That leads Major League Baseball. Number 2 team is 11.
And dude, they only have 1 caught stealing on the year.
So they have 5 stolen bases. That's second fewest in MLB. 31% extra base taken rate is the lowest in MLB. But that last stat, base running runs from Fangraphs, I believe that's where it was from, minus 6.1 runs. That's the one that I think the Yankees analytic department, whether it's this year or the end of the season or whatever, that's the one that's actually going to speak to them. Because that's what this is all about. It's runs on the board. That's why the Yankees have all these home run hitters that aren't extra base guys, because they can hit home runs. They don't need to take extra bases. But man, if that base running Fangraphs number continues. So, I mean, simple math here, which we're good at. There's 6 months in an MLB regular season, right?
Yep.
6 times 6 is 36. If the Yankees continue base running at this pace, that's 36 runs they're costing themselves, I'd guess, on average, if that's what that stat is.
Like over the full season, they're leaving 36 runs on the table.
That's a number that speaks to the Yankees analytics team. And I get it. This team's built on home run hitting and all those guys. But there is something to a baseball team that does put pressure on you in the bases, or at least has guys that put pressure on you, and the Yankees just don't have that.
Well, that's why I think we always celebrated Gardy and his ability to go first to third and first to home. And I think maybe a lot of teams have multiple Gardys that do it like nonstop, where our eyes always lit up like, yeah, first to third. Like that's kind of a foreign thing for us where we're like really celebrated. I guess if you go around the league, you probably see, each team has maybe 3 guys that can go first to third, 2 guys in their starting 9. We currently have none.
Or
who's going to go first or hustle double? Who's going to go first to third on a single, an ordinary single on the starting 9 right now?
An ordinary single.
You'd like to say Clint can do it, but they don't trust him to do it.
Gardy or Clint.
He's not in the Gardy. I'm not counting as a regular.
They combine as like one guy.
Yeah.
So half a starting 9.
Yeah.
I mean, Judge has done it, and Judge can do it, but they probably tell him very much, don't do that.
Right. I mean, he said before the season he made a conscious effort to stop doing diving catches and things like that. And, I mean, first to third pushing it. I mean, we saw his one play where he tried to push it to third this year, and it's currently one of the, lowlights of the Yankees season. So that's kind of out of the repertoire. Glaber on a good day.
Oh, no.
Can do it. I mean, dude, think about all the...
If he's out of the woods on the slump thing.
Know who should actually be there?
Hicks.
It should be Hicks.
Yeah.
It should be Hicks. Which, when he's long striding and he looks right, which he has looked athletic this year, I just don't think he's been in position to. The combination of his slow start and the Yankees' lack of hitting, there hasn't been any of it.
He hasn't been on base at all.
Yeah.
So far.
Talkman was a guy. He gone. Pinch running Wade, let's go.
Who's the fastest Yankee in the starting 9?
Are you counting Clint or Gardy?
I would count Clint over Gardy.
Are we going straight
sprint speed?
Baseball.
I have it. I have the answer. Do you want to have any guesses?
Well, I know Clint, because I looked at this, he was 62nd percentile or something. I would guess that would be it. Pure sprint speed.
Judge is faster than Clint.
Yeah, straight line sprint speed. Probably not base running so far this year, but...
Maybe. He's pretty good.
I mean, normally,
strides.
but, I mean, think about what we've seen from Judge this year.
They're very similar anyway. Yeah, he was taking it easy. That's interesting, man. So Judge, but what is... Because, Glaber rates out at 52%. Not fast at all.
Clint's got him. 55 to 54 percentile.
For Judge?
Is
For
that
sprint
like
speed.
for this
So
year?
so I'm looking at sprint speed, feet to second, home plate to first. Judge has Clint beat by a millisecond.
Right. They're the same.
Yeah. You would think Clint's faster, but Judge is so sneaky fast for being a human giant.
Yeah, I mean, it's classic.
So anyway, but there's
He's
60.
a good base runner.
We don't have anyone that's in the 70th percentile for speed or anything. Yeah, you just have no speed on the team at all. I didn't realize that. I just never really thought, league-wide, how slow the Yankees are.
Well, and it makes you, we've all seen Joel Sherman's tweets kind of heading off the deep end, and you're like, hey, reel it in a little bit, guy. Let's you tighten it up. You're having a bad day. But when you do see something like that, it does stand out. I mean, Gardy is 73rd sprint speed.
And he's the
This year.
fastest Yankee, yeah.
Yeah. I
Where'd,
mean, Wade, if you're...
So we don't. The
Do we
Yankees
have
don't
the
have
Hicks number for
the Yankees
people?
don't have a player in the top 100 in MLB.
Hicks isn't there? I mean, I feel like he gets down the line to first really well.
I was going to guess
Hicks is currently 174th.
He's 50th percentile in sprint speed.
I knew relative to his position he wasn't, but center fielder's typically the fast
Weird.
guy.
The Yankees don't have a player in the
Weird.
top 100 for speed. Gardy comes in at 102. I mean, if you go down and find where Judge and Clint are, Where the hell would that be? Judge is 165. So in there, I'm not even counting Gardner as an everyday starter because he's not. So they don't have a guy in the top 150 in speed. So they're a slow team.
Yeah.
So maybe they just go base to base, and then they'll stop getting out in the base paths. I have no idea. It's kind of when you open your eyes and you know, like just watch the Yankees and you're like, oh, they got some guys that they're sneaky fast, and then you're like, comparatively,
No.
they're very slow.
No. I mean,
No top end speed.
man. Yeah, it's obviously, I mean, all of those stats very much show what the Yankees value. I mean, they value power and getting on base. Speed has been eliminated from the game value-wise. The base running outs, I guess, would be the disappointing point there.
Yeah, if you're not fast,
If you're not fast, no, you're not fast, and you can't. Like, all of these other stats would, in theory, be fine if they were a bottom third team and making outs on the bases. But they are, in fact, the number one team, head and shoulders above the competition.
They were better at picking their spots. You can overcome pure speed deficiencies.
Boston's pretty slow too.
Yeah. So, funny you said that. I was going to bring up the Red Sox just as a comparison because I think we remember that the last good Red Sox team, that they were pesky. Like, it always felt like Mookie was taking an extra base and that they were constantly putting pressure on you. But yeah, I mean, that's currently not that team's strength. But I don't know. If you jump around to the Blue Jays, they've got a lot of athletes and young guys.
Biggio, Simeon, Bichette, Springer, Palacios, Teoscar's 101. And Grichuk is 109. So they got a lot of their roster in the top.
And, pressure, I think it's something that still that they can't measure in sports is if a ball is hit. I mean, they can. Some of these base running stats do it. But when we're talking about a first to third, a hit that's one of those tweener single doubles, how many of those guys did we just mention on the Blue Jays are going to take a chance for third? Mm-hmm. And how many guys on the Yankees can't even think about it? And that's just, you see that add up, and that's probably where that minus 6.1 runs comes from, where, yeah, you'd like to have a little bit of that. I mean, Logjam in the chat just said Yanks only have 3 guys faster than Vlad Jr. Like, when you start measuring things that way.
Holy smokes. Can we just take a bullet point of, like, how slow the Yankees are? What's the White Sox acronym? This is pissing me off.
CWS.
It might be like CHA or something for American and National. Depends which website you're using.
I'm using Baseball Savant, and
Are Yankees NYY or NYA?
NYY. Usually it's CHW. Dude, the White Sox may not have someone. Who's a fast?
Isn't Robert fast?
You would assume Robert
still fast?
and Eaton.
I mean, Eaton's getting old.
Okay, CWS is what they use. They got Eaton. Yeah.
Fair.
Robert's
not fast?
Well, let me see. CWS. They have Robert's 22nd, Anderson's 25th. Yeah, they got a lot.
Anderson, yeah.
I'm going through the league. I think the Yankees might be the only team with no one in the top 100. I just did the AL East and the AL Central. I mean, Oakland definitely has guys. Yeah. They got Laureano. Houston, they got guys.
Tony Kemp.
Houston's got to have guys, right?
Miles Straw.
Yeah, and Altuve is in there. Damn, Seattle, they got guys.
Yeah.
They got.
I'd say it's a pretty good guess.
Mets only have 1, but Yankees have
Lindor?
0. Lindor's 104. Nimmo
23.
Is he every day?
Yeah.
So if he
Angels have Ohtani.
Yeah. Trout.
Shit, man. The Yankees are the only team without a guy in the top 100. We didn't do the full check. They're the only team in the AL. I just did the full check on the AL.
We'll stand by it.
Yeah.
Unless someone proves us wrong, but we'll stand
Someone
by
remember all these bullet points and let's tweet it out.
Okay.
Here's how slow the Yankees are. They only have 3 players faster than Vlad Jr. They're the only team without a player in the top 100 for sprint speed. Those kind of tell the story.
Yeah.
You can put some more in there, but Someone asked about the Brewers. I will do it real quick since I'm still on here. The Brewers have Avisail Garcia,
Avisail's like
Lorenzo Cain, Christian Yelich. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So I think that changes my mindset where I'm going to clamor for base to base.
Right.
And not first to third and not risking it because that's not their skill set. Be like asking Tyler Wade to swing for home runs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's it's another one to put in the back pocket for how this season develops with Clinton Gardy. I mean, when we get to the playoffs, where are we at with Clint defensively? We know where we're going to be at with Gardy defensively. Where's this team at with base running? Where are they both at with hitting? Like when those two guys get put in the blender, it's going to be interesting to see how the result comes out.
Yeah. All right. So that was the first sharp stat. Great job by Katie.
Thank you, Katie.
Led into some great conversations. The next one she has is all about Higgy, which is exciting. Higgy's kind of living his dream life right now. Starting catcher for the New York Yankees. Speaking of dreams, what a professional. Cushy dreams. Got to tell you a little bit about these guys. They're the best. Now you heard about them. Over. No, Cushy Dreams is awesome. They work with us a lot. They love what we do. We like what they do. They make smokable CBD. In case, you like smoking, you like smelling, you like tasting that marijuana, but you don't want the side effects that THC gives, and you don't want to be high. You want to be able to do your day-to-day, but you'd like the anxiety down. You'd like the anxiety down. You'd like the depression away. That's what smokable CBD gets you. They have extraordinary CBD-rich hemp flower, comes in 1/8 ounce cans and pre-rolled joints. It's cannabis that ships discreetly to you and directly to all 50 states. They offer indica and sativa strains. You can relax, create, hustle, peace, energy, dream, so you can smoke your CBD. Their popular pre-roll joints are rolled in organic hemp paper and feature an even, slow burn. Plus, pre-rolls are now available in 5-packs. Bam.
Are we doing a CBD with BBD giveaway at some point? I feel like we got to do that.
Kind of like a suck and blow situation?
Yeah.
Okay. Go to cushydreams.com, KUSHY, at checkout. Use promo code YANKS for 20% off your next order. Smoke your CBD with promo code YANKS for 20% off today. Let's learn a little bit about Higgy.
Yeah, let's get the positive now.
What's up, guys? It is Katie Sharp back for another sharp stat. And this time we're going to be talking about our favorite Yankee of all time. That's right. That's Kyle Higashioka. And we're all wondering, we know he's doing well right now. Is this just a random hot streak or is Higgy for real? So I got a couple good things and a couple bad things that I'm going to tell you about. First, we'll go with the good. The good, he's hitting the ball a lot harder. Hitting the ball as hard is good. Remember, guys, hard hit rate, his barrel rate, those are all up significantly from last year and his career. So that means that his expected stats, what you'd see in his StatCast stats, are actually in line with his actual. That's really good. The other good thing, he's not chasing as much as last year, so he's got some good plate discipline, and he's walking. That's right. In the regular season from 2019 to 2020, he came to the plate 105 times and walked 0. This season, in 40 plate appearances, he's already walked 6 times. That's good for a 15% walk rate, which is, right about, well, a little bit above the league average. Now the bad. I'm sorry about this, but breaking it down, if you look at his performance against breaking pitches, that's curves and sliders, he is 0 for 14 with 7 strikeouts and a 50% whiff rate on breaking pitches this season. Not good, not good. He's also been a little bit too passive. He's swinging at the first pitch about 12% of the time, way below average, and his meatball swing percentage, that's our favorite stat, is 63%. We know that's not good. So, is he good? Is he bad? Is he for real? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Dude.
This is a good one.
This is great.
This
and
is a good
can we
one.
compare notes? Because we were just so studious. We were both
Yeah.
taking such good notes, man. So
what did you write down?
I first wrote down favorite Yankee of all time. I like that she said that.
Okay, I missed that note.
Yeah. And then I wrote down hitting ball harder.
I had hitting ball hard is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I wrote down hard hit rate and barrel up from last year and career.
I had StatCast in line with actual.
I said expected
Okay.
stats match stats. That's good.
I had not chasing.
Not chasing.
I had walking 105/0 because that was
0 over the
2018 through
100.
2019.
Yeah, I put down 15% walk rate above league average.
And then it's 40 and 6 this year. I might have misheard that, but 15%.
6 and 40, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then I wrote down the bad.
Right. 0 for 14 against breaking pitches.
50% whiff rate.
I wrote slightly passive, and it's like, come on.
I wrote two
kind
passive.
of obvious.
I wrote 2 passive.
And then 63% meatballs,
12% first pitch.
which I always write down, but it just worked here.
Just your natural order. Go get 63 meatballs.
My ideal that food pyramid
Yeah.
baseline is meatballs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I have a meatball at the very top as well.
Yeah,
It's kind of
also
an accomplishment.
meatballs.
Yeah.
Sweet
there's-
meatballs.
It's a bunch of stuff in the
There's
middle.
dessert meatballs, and then there's meal meatballs.
Fun meatballs, like
Yeah.
little like appetizer.
Yeah.
Or
Sweet meats with Jake Storielli.
it's crazy that there's some French words that
OnlyFans.
they didn't just say like let's make our own word. Let's translate this one.
Jim, where are you at with all this? Because this is I mean, I've got some Jakey positive spin zones. What do you think?
I like a lot of what Katie broke down for us here. The fact that as of right now, his expected stats and his actual stats match is awesome. So you're saying like what he's doing so far, and what are his? Do you have his like result stats in front of you at all?
I kind of do.
Okay.
They don't have a ton of numbers on him. His max exit velo.
No, I just mean like his 265 batting average,
Oh,
375, 1.081 OPS. Those are his stats, and what we're saying here is that his expected somewhat match his real stats. Like what he's been doing is real right now. His performance to this date is not lucky. It's not a bunch of good bounces and seeing eye singles and all the lost in the wind balls. No, like he's crushing
Bad shifts.
It's real. I love that.
Yeah.
I do also.
And that passes the eye test. Like, he's barreling balls. I mean, the home runs, the doubles down the line, it's not bloops. Like, he's barreling the baseball.
Yeah. I do like that he's walking more, which you pointed out last episode. I think you gave him an award. You gave him the
Chris Rose Award.
Chris Rose Award. And he's walking above league average. Now, the bad for me is tangible. It's something you can't sidetrack. And I do think this breaking pitch stat we will see on Thursday when McCullers, who throws a lot of curveballs, a lot of times, he threw 22 in a row to the Yankees in the ALCS. Let's see how Higgy will be coaching. Was that McCullers? Yeah, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's see how Higgy faces against him because he's 0 for 14 and he's swinging and missing at curveball. So the scouting report has been built. There's a hole thus far. The pitchers will make the transition because they're getting this report. And now we need to see if Higgy can make that transition as well. So, do I think Higgy's going to end the year with a 1 OPS? No. That's what's going to happen. He's going to have the pitchers will counter, and he's going to have to meet that counter. So I'm excited to see. I'm actually excited to see like the next phase of him getting more playing time. And I think McCullers will be a good game to like check that out on.
Yeah,
actually.
and even tonight is Greinke.
Yep.
Who throws a lot of funk up there. Yeah, I mean I'll go positive Jakey spin zone. And then I'll see where I'll land. 0 for 14 against breaking pitches. Only up from there. That's not ideal. I mean, I feel like breaking pitches haven't been a disaster for Higgy in the past. I obviously don't have the stats, but better than 0 for 14 would be my guess because the number on that is 0. Slightly passive, kind of don't care about that as of right now because he is walking, which he
Yeah,
never did.
It might directly link to his better walk rate.
He literally 105 at bats over a couple seasons, 0 walks, 40 this year, 6 walks. So if slightly passive leads to those kind of results there, that's fine. And then the meatball number, we obviously always want to see that as high as possible. It feels like major leaguers should be at an 80, 90% clip ideally. Again, that feels like it should go up, and it feels like a lot of Yankees have been on the low end of the spectrum on that. So that's the positive spin zone. Like you're saying, the breaking pitches, if that continues, and even if that trends upwards, but not to a great degree, that's the Achilles heel. So that's definitely the storyline to watch this series. And, maybe it's not this series. Maybe pitchers are looking at Higashioka when they come to town and they still assume the start of the season is fool's gold. It is a small sample size. So
That's why McCullers, I think, he throws his curveball like 50% of the time. Or no, 30. And then he throws it a lot.
yeah, so that'll be a test, but it could also be very early in the season. It's May, and, a lot of teams probably still think Higgy's just going to stay the backup catcher at some point until Gary figures it out that, that his time through the rotation, they might try to pump some heaters, which Higgy could still make them pay. Interested to find out. It's good to see that the hard hit rate stuff and the StatCast is in line with the actual stats because, reminder, the actual stats are really good right now, a 1 dot OPS. So it's exciting. We love Higgy. We love Higgies. And, I don't know, slightly passive in Higgy still makes me laugh.
Born that way.
And, totally unrelated, not totally because it's about Higgy, I went to his baseball savant,
Mm-hmm.
and the max exit velo is 66 percentile, which is fun because that's also his number. But this is the unrelated part. His framing, which pops up, and I've been pushing the Higgies kind of the giving you the keys to the Cadillac, treat her right tonight. 100th percentile of pitch framing so far this year.
That's good. Can't get higher.
So that big old mitt and bringing it back to the middle, Higgy's been the best at it in baseball. So that's another thing right there.
He's not. Whatever.
Go on.
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
He's actively not doing what the new catching coach is teaching.
Yes.
So it's kind of a little bit of like, I get it.
Yes.
The catching coach is saying
that was his skill.
the catching, well, that's his skill set, so I'm going to let him do him.
Yeah.
But it is kind of an interesting dynamic of like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Our starting catcher doesn't listen to our catching coach because he's,
It's working.
I don't know.
Gary
I
is-
fully understand it. Gary wasn't good at framing that way.
Right. I get what you're saying. It's also, different players that would be telling, we said it before, telling Wade to swing like Judge.
Yes.
Gary's 18th percentile. So it's not working for him right now either. Small sample, it's a month of baseball, but also last year he was doing it and he was 39th. So I don't think it's working for Gary.
Yeah. It's kind of odd. Kind of odd.
But Gary's a great listener.
Cute.
Gary's
Both
Gary.
catchers are cute.
So what am I doing this year, coach? That's what Gary's going to say next year.
Yeah.
How you want me squatting now? Both knees, okay?
Yeah.
Let me get to the cages.
2 knees and a hand.
I'll work on it.
1 hand, 2 arms.
We'd like you to get on your stomach, really steal that low strike.
Try to catch it with your mask.
Dude, it's so silly because pitchers are saying
Go on.
there's a lot of nuances that everyone goes over and they just say pitchers like pitching to Higgy more. Yeah, because they're forcing Gary to not give pitchers a target.
Yeah.
And pitchers are saying, we like when catchers give us a target, but you're teaching Gary to put his glove on the dirt and we're not aiming at his glove. and the fan base doesn't know or doesn't consider that, and they just say, no one likes pitching to Gary. Well, Gary's being taught to catch in a style that pitchers have actively said we don't like pitching to. So it's not incredibly that they don't like pitching to Gary. Yeah. It's that they don't like pitching to a catcher who doesn't give them a target, which is exactly what the Yankees are teaching Gary to do, yet Higgy is giving them that target, and they love pitching to him. It has nothing to do with pitch calling. Cole shakes Higgy off fucking
constantly.
Every pitch. It has nothing to do with the call of the game. And they all say Gary calls a good game. But yeah, it's just you're setting Gary up for failure by making him do a stance that isn't helping his framing, and pitchers are complaining about because they don't have a target to aim to. It seems like, what are we doing here?
And you aren't making the other guy do it too.
The next, I mean, read the writing on the wall, whether you're the Yankees or the next team, the next or Gary Sanchez is a part of, like, the next headline will be coach tells Gary Sanchez to forget everything they've tried to teach him and go have fun and play baseball. Like, that's it. Like, if Gary rides out this season on the Yanks, they shake hands and move the separate way, like, the headline from Gary Sanchez's Brewers is going to be like, Brewers coach tell Gary to go have fun and play baseball. Like, that'll be the headline. You wish that someone in the Yankees walls would, if the season continues like this, tell Gary the same thing. And, like, at a certain point, what do you have to lose? If what you're doing, and all of this is built around pitch framing, because we know that's what the Yankees care about, if all of this is built around pitch framing and it's not working, then why wouldn't you bail on it? And it's because they're too proud. So, hey, maybe it's small sample size and things regress to the means, yada, 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 yada. But I'll tell you what, if Kyle Higashioka is hitting a little bit, but he has the best pitch framing in baseball, that makes you a starting catcher. A really valuable starting catcher at that.
Yeah, so the hitting's real, and I didn't realize I was going to get into that rant.
It's okay.
But all the
we neither of us
the puzzle
did.
pieces are confusing there, right? Do we all agree?
On Gary's side, absolutely. On Higgy's side, they make a ton of sense.
I know. It's like,
and that's if you're a diehard and you want to go dig up our Higgy interview, we asked some of that a little bit, and I think he said like,
no, not for me.
Like, yeah. I'm like, that's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
And again, picture Higgy's personality. Why I keep laughing at, slightly passive. Like, Kyle Higashioka, who in 2019 when we interviewed him said, like, my spot's not guaranteed on the team because that's kind of just the attitude he needs to go about it. Like, he told them, no, this is what I do. So something interesting. And yeah, I mean, just, the Cleveland Indians are very happy with their catchers, Roberto Perez and Austin Hedges, guys with OPSs in the 5, because they're great pitch framers. So if Higgy can do that with a 700 OPS, never mind a 1 dot, that's a starting major league catcher, and that ties into the hitting thing we've been yelling at you for years about Gary, because when he has an OPS in the mid-8s, other catchers don't do that. So, God, I wish someone would just say, Gary, have fun, man. Catch how you want, hit how you want. Because, like, God, that's the next move. That's the next chess move in the Gary Sanchez story.
It is. All right. Thank you very much, K Sharp. Good conversations all around. Good job by us. Good job by you. Good job by BBD. Good job by the live chat that's listening and tuning in. Everyone just absolutely crushed that section. We're going to move on.
Yeah.
And the next thing we're doing is, you want to do cool runnings or you want to do hottest streak?
Yeah.
I was going to do hottest streak. I like doing
hottest
this.
Streak.
Just going to find the hottest Yankee and how long we can go. And, if you don't like these parameters, I can change them. What I've been doing is seeing how far back I can go, how many games where a player has an OPS that starts with 1 dot. Because that's all-star level OPS, right? I haven't.
But kind of connected, because, like, Higgy would be a little bit of an outlier for that.
Yeah, he also doesn't even come up.
Well, on the season, he has a 1 dot.
But
He's
it's
played 14 games, but it's spread out. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, it's I'm
That's
doing
what
I'm
trying
doing
to get.
yeah, I'm doing
recent
days, not I'm doing
stretch.
days, not
Yes.
games, because it's a stretch. So the farthest you can go back where you have a player with an OPS that starts with a 1 is 20 days. That's pretty good
It's pretty good.
because last week it was 9
Yeah.
when we did this.
Yeah.
So I mean, some people have had such good weeks that when you compound it with their last couple, it makes
good.
everything good.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a guess at who it is?
I would guess Judge or Stanton.
And your guess is correct because both of them.
Bang.
And
biscuit.
both of them, you go 20 games, you go 7 games, right? They're the only 2 guys that have an OPS that starts with a 1.
Okay.
So they've been hot for coming up on a month, 3 weeks.
Yeah, a little bit. I do like tightening it up a little bit. Like, I don't like a week-long hot streak, like, getting to be expanded.
changes.
You know? Like,
I like doing that, and then if we can
it's good combining
shrink it
them.
down after that. And
Because,
see,
you know,
like,
Stanton and Judge might not necessarily have been hot for all of those 20 days, but because they were so hot recently.
What's 20
I think
days
they
ago?
have been productive.
They have been. I think that's what I'm saying. I
but-
fully agree with what you're saying. Like, there could be a good week and then a terrible 10 days and then a good 3 days, and the
Right.
numbers can combine. 20 days from today is May 24th, right?
April.
Well, that's
So
20
that's
days.
20 days in the future.
That's
we're
20
Yes.
days
looking for
plus from now, which
20
we're excited for.
20 days ago is April 14th.
Okay.
Got it.
2 weeks into the season.
And that makes sense because Judge had a 3-hit day on April 14th with 2 home runs. Since then, he has only had 4 games or 5 games without a hit in these 20 stretch, but they're not clumped together.
Right.
So, yeah, he's got a 296 batting average, a 406 OPS. From that time, he's been drawing walks and getting on base like nightly.
Yeah. Like Stanton's hot streak starts April 23rd. He does the Tampa and Atlanta series April 16th through the 21st, and he's 2 for 17. Those 2 hits are homers, but he's hitting 118. And then the 23rd, I mean, he starts going off. That's when
Yeah.
the multi-hit festival
So his is
goes.
really 9 games, but that 9 games is so
Right.
good. You can stretch it.
436, 450 on base, a 1.1.
It's like 3 hit days in a row. Helps
So
you have
Judges
extra
really
bases.
starts. I mean, if you really, I don't even.
Judge, I
having
think
a
the
good
numbers
season.
have been
Yeah,
good.
he's
all
just
year.
been good all year. Yeah,
Judge is low-key having a good season.
It's been like kind of bad vibes because he hasn't looked right most of that time. Lately, it's been kind of fine, but he also recently missed days.
How about I got something for you?
So the winner,
Hot boys.
I'm saying Judge
Winner
has
is
the longest
Judge,
hot
yes.
streak,
Winner is Judge.
and it's 20 days. We haven't really had an issue with his output on the field at all.
I've got something for you guys.
So congrats to Judge. If you go hottest last 10, I think it's.
Aaron Judge's
Why is it still Judge?
career slashes.
Judge still beats Stanton out last 10 in OPS.
Just OPS, yeah. 273 batting average. This is Judge career. 390 on base, a 948 OPS. This season, 281 batting average, 385 on base, a 946 OPS.
So he's playing to his career right now.
Which, again, we forget, Dan Rourke doesn't. The fact that that's Aaron Judge's average is pretty nutty.
So can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Let's go to Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
I see pride. I see power.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm putting Judge in front of the mirror. And then I'm getting up on my step stool, right? And I'm saying, look at this, man. I see a dude who's performing to his career average right now. I see a dude.
Are we?
We already did both of them.
Oh, I thought you were lining up one more. You're getting me excited with the papers. You've grabbed them twice now. I thought you were
I didn't
saving
do
the reads.
DraftKings. Oh,
No.
hey, Cool. I
thought that's what you
switched
were
it up. I think I switched it up.
I thought that's what you were previewing Cool Runnings with. And then
Cool-
you started running.
My bad. Cool. Well, because there was a great transition.
started
We
running
got to
so
Judge.
hard.
Cool Runnings is brought to you by DraftKings. Go to DraftKings. The hits literally keep on coming.
Oh, for Judge and Stanton.
Yeah. Wow, great.
I gotcha.
From one boxing event to the next, they grow in excitement and anticipation, and this weekend is no different with two of the sport's most respected fighters stepping into the ring Saturday night. I'm Jesse Cofield, and this is presented by DraftKings. All new users get a shot at turning $1 into $55. All you have to do is you choose a fighter, and you win. And you get take that $55, and you bet $1 on the Yankees over for 50 games in a row, and you make money. Asterisks, don't take any of my advice. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code JOMBOY when you sign up. For a limited time, all new users can bet $1 to win $55 on this weekend's main event. That's right, DraftKings Sportsbook is going all out for new users by offering them a chance to win $55 when placing a bet of $1 on this weekend's big fight. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania. Only new customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Indiana, 1-800-9 with it. All right, so I have Judge in the mirror. I'm on
the step stool.
I'm on my step stool. We're at the same height. I'm saying, Judge,
Judgy.
you're performing exactly how you know you can perform. Your career numbers are the same as your numbers right now. Your career numbers have gotten you some pretty cool things. MVP votes, All-Star games, Rookie of the Year. But you should have had an MVP win. And the dude who stole it from you is coming to town because he had teammates getting on base ahead of him that he could drive in for RBIs. He was standing on second base, and there's a teammate cheating that drove him in to get his run scored up. Those numbers are bullshit. They cheated to get those. You know it. You congratulated him after he won MVP, and then when it came out that he cheated and he was part of a team that was systematically cheating to win it, you unliked that post and you deleted the congratulations.
Yeah.
It's on your mind. That's endorsement deals.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money and recognition. That's arbitration shit. You bring your MVP award into arbitration and your salary is bigger right now. This team took money out of your pocket because Altuve, maybe he didn't use the bang all the time, but the guy who drove him in did, and the guy he drove in did, and the whole team won did. So let's go out there and fuck shit up. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm standing judge in the mirror. I'm saying, I'm getting off my step stool. I'm walking out of the bathroom. He's going to be like, oh, thanks, man. I did have to shit, though. And then I'm like, all right, well, I'll see you out there. It was good. He's all pumped up.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Money out of your pocket, bro.
It truly did. It's not an exaggeration.
And Jim, the other
That
thing,
money compounds year to year because he would have a year 2 MVP.
the
Or
other,
one.
Jim, you know Judge likes a good moment. We've seen it. ESPN game tonight.
It's on ESPN tonight?
And yes,
Oh, thank God.
because they're doing a May the 4th broadcast on ESPN.
Did you read the details of what they're doing?
I heard the announcers are going to be dressed up.
Kirkjian's doing Yoda and it's going to give out his favorite Force plays. So keep those, but I don't see why any of the other stuff needs to happen. But keep the Kirkjian stuff for sure.
You know, you have one or two things. You don't do a whole broadcast. I can't.
Who's going to enjoy that? Who's going to enjoy that?
I can't. I already tapped
Even
out on it.
diehard Star Wars fans, I don't think a diehard Star Wars fan has ever been like, fuck, I wish a baseball game was broadcast like it was Star
That was
Wars.
my tweet this morning, Jim.
Who's going to...
You're mentally
even
reading
if
my tweet.
even if they did, I don't think they're going to do enough Star Wars for those people to be appeased if that's what they did want, which they don't. But
I don't know. Some people said it's for kids, which is like,
Star Wars isn't for kids. Star Wars is for adults who force feed it to their kids.
Disney, kids, Star Wars.
like anything else, the kids can get into it.
Yeah.
But
Good job, Jim.
Thank you. I'm going to tweet out a little snarky, something like that.
Jump on.
So the amount of times...
Jump on the boat. It's a Disney company now. It's no longer ESPN. It's Disney Sports. It sucks. Unless you guys buy us out, then thank you, and I've always been a fan. Jim, let me know if you heard this before. I'm between two guys here. I think what I'm going to do is tap your guy on the shoulder.
Okay.
And I'm gonna need the stepping stool. Well, for most of these guys, we're gonna need the stepping stool anyways. Say, hey, Monty, you got 2?
Ooh.
You got a couple minutes, Monty? Gumbalaya. That's the first thing I say to him.
Gumbalaya.
I pop him on the chest. I say, Gumbalaya, what's going on, big dog? He says, who are you? I say, Jordan, come on. And then he kind of, he's like, oh, yeah, I saw Disco Neal. I never got that. And I was like, me either, man. Let's bond over that. I said, Monty. Monty. It's been a little bit of a weird year for you. I feel like, hey, man. Coaches haven't helped you out too much. They've pulled you at a couple tough moments. You've given us a couple nice days out there. Your stat line could be a lot different. Jim's been telling you. He says, yeah, but I could be doing better. Yeah, everyone could be doing better, Monty. You're pitching in a pivot game in this series. We got Cole game 3. We're going to see what happens tonight with Mingo on the bump. Mingo versus Greinke. Hopefully it's a fun game. Hopefully Mingo gets it done. The atmosphere is nice. Either way, you're going to be a pivotal game in this series and this year, Monty. Because if they do win tonight and you go out and you have a goddamn day, you're giving the ball to Garrett Cole with a chance to sweep, to kick this Yankees season into hyperdrive. Star Wars reference, maybe. This is the start, Monty. You've been doing it. You've had a little bad luck at the end. That's not happening today.
Not happening.
You're going to shove. Know what pitch is going to be there? Change up, yeah. Know what pitch is going to be there? Curveball.
Cool.
Curveball. You know that heater's gross. CeCe tells you all the time. That heater's gross. Highest launch point ever thrown by a pitcher. Asterisk. Speaking of asterisks, fuck those guys. Fuck those guys, Monty. Astros, teams he's pitched against, 3 starts, 3rd highest ERA. Monty, go get him tomorrow. I'm giving him the speech in the morning. It's your time, big dog. The baton's starting to be passed amongst the pitchers. Have a day, big
The
Monty.
race starts today?
Have a big day, Monty. I don't know what that was, but I'm interested.
Like the first runner of the relay race with the baton in his hand starts today.
Oh, baton's already going, dude.
Oh, okay.
We've already passed it a couple times.
Well, it was a marathon, so maybe we just like paused and everyone goes back to where they were.
It's like a work marathon where like everybody's running 2 miles.
So like Tyone, you have him passing baton from Cole to Kluber, or Kluber started it?
Tyone passed the baton.
Okay.
1 run or less.
He lost
That
the
was
lead.
my rule.
Oh, okay. I think Tyone maintained
There's an
the
innings
lead.
to runs things
Okay.
going on.
All right.
And it was my what to watch for going into that day. It was either 6 innings or 1 run or less. So we checked that box.
Go get it, Gumby.
Gumbalaya.
Gumbalaya.
Oh, that's a good gumbo.
Jesus, dude. What are they doing with this Star Wars thing?
Disney Sports.
I like the Kirkjian part.
I mean, always give me Kirkjian Yoda content.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that doesn't have to be the May the 4th thing.
No, we can just keep doing that.
I mean, it should just have a couple jokes throughout the broadcast, like any other broadcast.
Drop
Have
a
Kirkjian-
graphic somewhere.
going full
some
costume.
animation.
Yes, dude.
So the thing about the costumes that I don't get, you don't see the announcers during the games. So
Oh, you will this game, because who wants to watch one of the biggest baseball series of the year? But no, give me whoever they're gonna have dressed up in the booth.
Whew.
It's just such a sports miss. Play the Eagles concert instead. Don't even show the game. Have someone superimpose Star Wars garb on the Eagles concert. That's what I want. That's what I want on ESPN. Network was literally built on just showing sports.
What do you think the lineup's going to be today?
So we both think they're going to roll out their current A lineup, right?
Yep. I do, the off day yesterday, a good team coming to town. Like I would hope so. I do think they're going to roll out the A lineup today.
DJ LeMahieu batting leadoff, playing first base.
Yep, that's what I think it will be.
Giancarlo Stanton DHing and hitting second.
Yes.
Aaron Judge playing right field, hitting third.
Mm-hmm. Now here's where it gets tricky. You got a righty on the bump.
I'd assume Gio Urshela cleaning up.
I would too. He hasn't
Playing
done it in the
third
last 2
base.
days. But yeah, I would too.
Um,
They've been using Odor versus lefties. Versus righties.
versus righties, but they also had some lineup funk going on, right? Like they were resting.
I think
a
those have
couple guys,
also been days someone else was sitting, but
like
you can see it happening.
shortstop Gio.
In
we
the-
still have him and Hicks to go, so you would assume one of them's going to be around here.
In the last 8 days, Odor's batted cleanup 3 times. Urshela was in the lineup all 3 times.
Right, but I was saying other funk in the lineup. I have Gio Urshela cleaning up.
Me-
Do you not?
No, I do.
Okay.
I'm not shocked if they go Odor because they've showed us they will.
I don't think they will. When they've had everybody in the lineup, I don't think they've had Odor clean up.
I think there's a chance they go Glaber up here. He's been looking better, and they had
could.
him up here recently.
They could. I have Glaber behind Gio.
I would like Gio 4 if I were making the line.
I'm fine with either. I have Glaber shortstop 5.
Yep. Then Hicks,
Then I'd go Hicks.
center field.
Hicks center field hitting 6th.
Yep.
Then
Clint is what they've been doing.
Clint left field batting 7th. You have and then Higgy 8, Odor 9.
Yep. So they've done that lineup before.
Yeah, I could see that.
They did that game 1 against Detroit. And I think that's what they should do. I hope they do. That currently is the only lineup they've done more than once this season. That exact 9 in that order is the only time. So if they do it again today, it'll be the 3rd time they run that 9 in that order.
Any chance they Gardy?
Yeah, I think there's a chance they Gardy because it's Greinke, it's a righty, but I would say 90-10 it's Clint in my head. But I would say 90-10 it's Clint. I would say 80-20 it's Odor 9 and Gio cleanup.
Any chance for Ford over Odor?
Can't do it. I'd be upset about that.
Okay.
Odor has the knack for moments lately. Gardner has good numbers historically. I have Greinke, don't know like more recent numbers, but
They've never
hit 'em
lost with
well.
that lineup. 2-0.
Dang.
That's what they should do. If they don't do that, a little upset. There's some maneuvers you're like, oh, whatever, but
We agree on all the bodies. A lineup is a lineup at the end of the day, and
if there's no injuries, there's no changes, I'd love them to do the same lineup all 3 games. You just put Gary instead of Higgy game 2, and then Higgy for game 3.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, Gardy's going to play this series.
Oh yeah, you can. Well, then
And
game
that
2.
shuffles lefty bodies a little
Who's
bit.
pitching?
Luis
Gardy.
Garcia, I believe, is
Wait, who's
tomorrow.
pitching? Who's pitching for the Yankees tonight? Monty. Tomorrow's Herman.
Herman tonight.
Herman tonight.
Monty tomorrow.
Who's got the biggest fly ball rate? That's when you may see Gardy. Or you might see Gardy for Cole game because Cole got mad about Clint last time.
Yeah. I mean, this is just Jake-alytics. I mean, Monty puts the ball in play a little more than Herman when he's right.
Yeah,
So
Herman.
maybe that's...
So maybe tomorrow is Gardy and Gary.
And again, like the feel of this game is, a real Yankees game they fully care about. It would be, the good pat on the butt for Clint is you get this game. We'll see.
Even if you were I think giving Clint the first game of the series would mean something to him.
And I think you can do a...
Yeah, I'm fine if tomorrow you just rotate Clinton, Gardy, and Gary and Higgy, and then you go back to Clint and Higgy for the Cole game.
Yeah, and hey, we've teased this a little bit with Hicksy. We'll see, 3 righties on the bump. Lefty Hicks has kind of been in a funk. You could do Clint tonight, and if he plays really well, you could give him tomorrow. And if you wanted to take Hicks out, and then, or if you want to do, if Clint has a man night, and then Gardy comes in tomorrow, if Gardy plays well and you want to get Hicks, you want to get Clint back in there. We are getting to the point where performance matters a little bit.
Has Hicks obviously scheduled off days? He was off yesterday, but has he had an off day recently? It was like the last Talkman game, I guess, whenever
Hicks
that was.
scheduled.
Ooh, dude, Herman has a way higher fly ball percentage than, not way higher fly ball percentage than Monty. Career and this season. I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have thought he was more.
Makes sense. Monty puts you on the ground a little
On the
more.
ground, yeah.
Strikeout guys normally have a little.
So does that swing you to Gardy at all for game 1?
No.
Because it's kind of the message around that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they happened to be the other order, they'd get Gardy the Monty game, or whichever one we just said.
Hicks has played April 26th through May 2nd. It looks like he hasn't missed a day. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 straight games, which again shouldn't be impactful, but might be in Yankees world.
Play center field,
And he had
taxing position.
Hicksy had an okay series last series, so let's see what he's got.
Let's do it. All right, that's the episode. I mean, probably 9.5 out of 10. Best episode of the week.
A little low, but yes.
You have it at 9 flat?
No, you were a little low.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
So you're-
easy above 9.5.
9.7? 9.75?
Yeah, you're getting close.
Katie Stats bringing it. We
KT
learned so
Sharp,
much.
The queen, always.
So much
always.
good stuff going on. Wow. Everyone
Tweet
did
at
really
KT
good.
Sharp.
Tweet at Katie Sharp and say great stuff
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you very much. All right. We'll see you on the pregame show coming up in a little bit. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Oh, Yankees.